Hi sweeties, it's Elle, and today I'm going to be unboxing this Hongqi travel watercolor pigment set. I was influenced by Bingying Sketchbook on YouTube. She has a similar watercolor palette, travel watercolor palette to this, and well, I'll just show you how it looks in a second. So let me just go ahead and take it out of the plastic. Okay, so this one is the sketchbook. Let me just open it up for you guys. Has a little elastic band for your paintbrush. And it has decent paper, perforated paper for watercolored painting. So hopefully I can test that out soon. But first, let me just go ahead and put this aside. Next, we have all the little brushes that came with the kit. We have 2 regular watercolor brushes and then 3 water pens. I can just find where to open them. But yeah, these are the water pens that came with the set. They come in different sizes. One's like a round, these 2 are like more rounded brushes. This one's more of a chiseled brush. And then this one's more of a chiseled brush, and this one's more of a detailed pen. These feel kind of cheap, but it was a $10 set, so I'm not gonna give too much thought into the quality of these pens until I actually use them. Next is the actual watercolor paints. Let me just go ahead and open this up if I can. Scissors. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Open up the box here. Wow, okay, that's a lot of colors than I expected. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of colors than I expected. Yeah, I thought I knew what I was gonna do with this, but now I don't. But we'll see how it goes. Next is the actual palette. Let me open this up for you in a second. A little clip to hold the palette together. Supposedly this is walnut. Just by the looks of it, it's definitely not walnut. It's definitely some kind of painted wood, but it's nice. For 10 bucks, I can't really complain. These magnets don't really align properly, which is kind of a bummer, because it means this doesn't align all the way when you clip it. But it's cute. I think I'm gonna pick my colors here. I'm gonna go off what Bingying Sketchbook did in her palette, even though these are not the exact colors because she uses Windsor and another type of watercolor paints. But I'm gonna try and keep that as close to the same palette as possible. Let me just see. I need to pull up her reference photos. So let me just go and do that.
I'll put my color choices on the screen here.
So let me just expand this more. So these are the colors that she's gonna use. I'm gonna try and get as close to this collection as possible, but we'll see how it goes. I already know I'm gonna use like a lemon color in there, but we'll see what colors I can get. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some paint into the palette, and then I'll let you know from there. This is not a good sign. The paint's not coming out. No matter how much I squeeze out of it. Come on. I think it's hard. Like, it's actually solid. Oh, here we go. Cool. Is it actually punctured? I don't think it's punctured. Shoot. There we go. There we go. That should be enough. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill up my palette with whatever I can, and then I'll meet you guys over here. That looks about right. These look exactly the same. There's gotta be a better way to open this without having to use my mouth. Alright, my camera overheated, so sorry you guys missed me putting in the best of my abilities. The closest shades I have to Bingying Sketchbook's watercolor palette. This is as close as I can get it to. The colors look very vibrant out of the pan or out of the tube, so I'm wondering if they'll change as they dry or as I paint with them. But for now, let me just move these out of the way. I filled the water pens with water, so it's really cold right now, so that's really nice. It might be too soon to do a test run, especially since the paints are still wet, like fresh out of the tube. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up this cute little sketchbook and notice that it's very small and the paper quality is okay. I'm not exactly sure how thick this feels. It feels like 100 mgsm or whatever the measurement is for paper weight, but this feels pretty thin compared to other watercolor pages that I've had. It also doesn't have much teeth, like much groove in the paper itself, so there's not much texture, which may or may not affect how the paint is going to be holding onto the paper, from my understanding. I'm not an expert in paint or watercolor or anything like that. This is just my experience from working with the medium, which has been very little. It's only, what, first semester of art school that I can remember me working with watercolors very briefly. But yeah, let me just do a test one here. Let's use this big one here. And since we're gonna go places with this. Let's see if it actually holds on the sketchbook. The water brush is already pretty wet, so I'm just gonna use some pink rose color, dilute it a little bit, a little bit of dimension. Now it's too red. It's a little bit more of the color I wanted to go for. Let me see. That's a lot of paint. That's a lot of paint. Yeah, I don't like using them straight out of the tube. What's going on here? The paper is already kind of perking up and raveling. I don't know if you guys can see that here. Like, the paint is alright. The brushes are okay. It's just this watercolor paper is trash. I feel like this watercolor paper is not that good. So, but what can you expect? It was a $10 kit, so woe is me. I can work with this, and it's supposed to be like a travel sketchbook kind of thing. So like you draw in real life, in the cafe or in a park or whatever landmarks that you're in. I happen to live near one of the closest, the biggest landmarks in the U.S., which is the Bingying Bridge. So maybe I might paint that at some point, but yeah, at this point, it's definitely not going to be with this this sketchbook. This is really trash. But it is what it is. It is a cheap set, so I'm pretty happy with the way the paints are. I will assume that they will dry out overnight, and hopefully their texture will be a little bit better and less runny. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna go ahead and close this. And then we can continue on the demo tomorrow. So, editing L, do your thing. Alright, it's been a couple days, guys, and I tried the travel watercolor palette, and as you can see a little bit in the shot, the paints actually dry out a lot quicker after a couple days. So what was a full like palette of paint is now like half the amount of paint that's in the actual divots. So yep, Bingying Sketchbook actually warned us about that. That's why she overfills her paints with watercolor paint. So I know to do that next time, but right now this is what I got so far. The camera doesn't do it much justice because our lighting is kind of shit right now. I tried to draw like a collarbone, neck, bosom, like fashion blouse thing, and like the paints are actually not bad. I feel like it's just my technique is not that great because I don't really work with watercolor like I said before. So it's looking a little flat. It looks a little bit more dimensional in real life and more colorful in real life, but I can probably fix that in editing. But yeah, so far I like this palette. I think I just need to work on my watercoloring skills and learn more about the medium and just play around with it, like maybe figure out like what my actual favorite subjects are, because I know Bingying Sketchbook does like urban sketching and like landscapes and like temples, and hers tends to be more urban sketching, and my forte is most definitely fashion. So yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. But as far as like a starting travel watercolor set, I would give this is worth $10. Like, this is definitely worth spending $10 if you don't want to commit to buying like a lot of supplies, or like commit to like a watercolor and find out you don't like it. I say for $10 this kit was pretty worth it. So but yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give Bingying Sketchbook a like and subscribe as well, and of course like and subscribe this channel. and I'll be sure to do more reviews and artistic like try-me's for the channel. So thanks for watching today, sweeties. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos from me. Bye, sweeties. So these are the 4 paintings I've done so far in the last 2 weeks. You've seen this one earlier. I did this cherry blossom painting too. I did this painting after my best friend's performance a couple days ago. And this one's a little painting of Haru. I think it got his aura pretty well. But yeah, what do you guys think? I still think I got a long way to go when it comes to watercolor painting, but I think I'm happy with where I am right now and where I'm going, so yay.